Hi, my name is Barbara Smith. Welcome back to RSU Learn TV, and today we're going to be talking about figurative language and what it all means. I know you've been asking yourself that exact question. That's why we're doing this, because I knew you wanted to know. So here we go. Can you guys see the screen okay? All right, so we're going to talk about figurative language. But before we do that, I want to show you a quick little Trifold thing that you can keep up with these terms. Now, I pre-made mine, but I'm going to show you how to make this. So you're just going to take a single piece of paper, and you're going to fold it in threes. So any way you want to do that. I can't ever seem to get mine lined up. But so like make it look like a brochure or something. Yeah, that's good enough for government work. All right, so it looks like a brochure, and then since we're only doing 9 words today, you can fold it again in threes. Fold it again in threes. Make sure you make those lines. This is what I'm trying to make the lines visible, the folds visible. So after you get done, so you can write your words on it. So you could do a front cover, and you could design this cover any way you want, and when you open it up, you'll see the fold, and then that's how you can section off your words. I'll show you what I did for mine. So as we go through, you can write these terms down. I'm not sure if you'll have enough time to take definitions, but you can try that, or just write the terms down and then go back and get the definitions later, because this will be on YouTube, so you can always go back and pause. So this is my little trifold I made. I put my artwork. Oh yeah, there. It's not upside down. So this is my artwork, and then I open it up, and I've designed it in here. So I have simile, metaphor, personification, hyperbole, understatement, and then you flip it over to the back. I have artwork, and then on the inside, there's 7, 8, 9. And you can draw your literal interpretation of an idiom and some more artwork. So you can design this however you want to do it. It doesn't actually have to be a trifold. Maybe you just want a regular sheet of paper. Well, who'd want a regular sheet of paper? That's boring. Okay, so moving on. Let's get the show started, right? I know you guys are all interested in knowing like what the terms are and how to figure this stuff out. So, figurative and literal language. The definition of figurative and literal language. So, as kids, I know when you get to about 6th grade, you have issues with the figurative language because you're used to thinking literally, and that's okay. But as you get older, you realize that we use these terms all the time. You just don't say, "Why, golly George, I just used an idiom." "Why, Becky, you're right. That was a perfect metaphor." I don't know those people. I'm just, improvising? Okay, so figurative and literal language. Literally, words function exactly as they are defined. The car is blue. What can you say about that? The car is blue. There's no hidden code in that whatsoever. You're literally saying the car is blue. He caught the football. That definitely is not encoded. He either caught the football or he did not catch the football. That's literal language. Figurative language. So you have to figure it out what it means. And we do these by identifying whether it's metaphor, hyperbole, simile. Usually we know in deep down in us what it means, because we've been doing this since we were born. Actually, your first introduction probably to figurative language was through fairy tales and stories that your parents read to you, like Red Riding Hood or the 3 Little Pigs. I think it's 3 Little Pigs. 3 Little Pigs. So you guys have been introduced to this way early. So that's why you don't actually think about what this stuff means. You kind of just know what it means. So you got to trust that when you're doing this in the English class. You got to trust your gut, because you already know what it means. So figurative language, I've got your back. So you literally cannot have someone's back, like in this picture right here. this stick figure, he has his back. So if you had someone's back like that, you're removing their spleen, and that would kill them. You're a doll. That is also another figure of speech. That's another idiom, or it could be a metaphor, but doesn't literally mean that you're a doll, unless they mean that you are quiet and still and you don't eat much. Or maybe you're one of those creepy dolls, like this guy. Yeah, he's creepy, right? So if you had a bigger version of this dude, I wouldn't want him in my room. So those are all figures of speech. So simile. All right. So when we talk about similes and metaphors, there's a difference here. So simile is a comparison of two things using, and here's the key word, guys, using like or as. And we're not writing on the board for some reason. Just pretend I wrote on the board. All right, so a simile is a comparison using like or as. So you have to compare two things. Example, the metal twisted like a ribbon. So what do you think that means? The metal twisted like a ribbon. So the metal was soft and it twisted easily and it looked like a ribbon. She is as sweet as candy. What do you think that means? But you have your, let's see if this works. We're going to try it one more time. No, it doesn't work. Okay, so here's your as. She is as sweet as candy. As. So maybe you mean she's nice, like super nice. Like maybe she actually really does go and give candy to people. That would just be ironic. Okay. So I want to drive this point home, though. Just because it has the word like or as in it does not make it a simile. You have to compare two things. A comparison must be made between this thing and that thing. Like she is a doll. You're comparing she to a doll. So this is not a simile. I like pizza. That's a literal statement. Because I guess you could turn it into a figurative language or a simile. You could say, okay, yeah, here we go. Simile, the moon is like a pizza. The moon is like a pizza. You're not saying I like pizza in that statement. You're just looking at the moon and the way that the moon looks with the holes on it, the dark spots. Maybe that looks like a pizza. But remember, a comparison must be made. Metaphor. If I need to slow down, y'all stop me, okay? So we have simile and metaphor, so hopefully you're writing these down. So metaphor are two things are being compared without using like or as. So you're saying something is something else. So I'm going to come over here, I don't know if you can follow me, but we want to use our, and there's no markers. So we want to use our to be verbs like is, am, was, were, are. If I missed anything, someone text me, message me, email me, tell me I missed something. But is, am, was, are, were are your to be verbs. So you're saying all the world is a stage. What two things are you comparing here? You're comparing world to a stage, and you're saying it is. Men are dogs. You're comparing men to dogs. Now, I didn't make this up. I got this off of Teachers Pay Teachers, but so I would never say that about my dog because I love my dog. Her heart is stone. You're comparing her heart to stone, or maybe something hard. That, maybe she has no feelings. You're saying that the person who you're saying a heart is stone, they have no feelings. Personification, giving human traits to objects or ideas. Now in this case, that man is a dog. He literally is a dog. The sunlight dance. So you're giving the human traits to the sunlight. The sunlight is dancing. Well, what does that mean? Well, maybe the way the sunlight is moving across the field or in your room. It looks like it's dancing, but it literally cannot dance. It's just a figure of speech. Water on the lake shivers. Water cannot shiver because it's human, but maybe when you look out across the lake or the pool, and I know you guys are thinking like swimming season already, aren't we all? Just can't wait, right? So when you look out across that lake and the water is moving, maybe that looks like shivers. The streets are calling me. Now, I don't know about you, but if I literally heard the streets calling me, I think I would call my primary care physician and say, like, yes, the streets are calling me. I do realize that's a problem. I'll come and see you right away. So streets literally cannot call you. So maybe it means that you're being called to go out and travel. You want to go explore. That's not a very good looking dog, is it? Going forward. Hyperbole. Oh, I love hyperbole. It's exaggeration to show a strong feeling or effect. So, I will love you forever. Now, forever is a very long time, and none of us will see forever because, humans have, like, an end to their life. So, forever, this is why this is a hyperbole. That's an exaggeration. My house is 1 million miles away. Unless your house is on a different planet, it cannot be 1 million miles away. She'd kill me. Now, if someone's literally going to kill you, you probably need to call 911. Just saying. But these are examples of hyperbole and exaggeration to strong effect. Well, what does it mean if someone's going to kill you? Probably means you're in big trouble for something. Understatement. So you might have not heard this particular term before, but it's the opposite of hyperbole, and it has less strength than expected. So it's the I just said that this is the opposite of hyperbole. Example: I'll be there in 1 second. You literally cannot be anywhere in 1 second. Maybe you mean you'll be there in 5 minutes, or you mean you'll be there quicker, but you can't be there in 1 second. So that's an understatement. Or, this won't hurt a bit. So, our example here is Sheldon. He's saying, I will now inject you with this blue venom. It won't hurt a bit. That's a lie, especially if you are afraid of needles. Onomatopoeia. So, I hope you guys are caught up. So, onomatopoeia is where we're at. And it's a word that makes a sound. So, bam, splat, pow, bang. A lot of old Batman movies, if you've ever watched any old Batman movies with Adam West, they actually would put the effects in there. When you read your comic books, the old comic books had these onomatopoeias in them. So it's a word that sounds like its meaning. And if you are like me, I have to look this word up every single time to spell it. Onomatopoeia. Such a long word for such a short meaning, right? I feel like that should be a joke. Onomatopoeia. There's a joke there. Maybe in 10 years I'll figure it out. Okay, idiom. These are my favorite because we use idioms all the time in our everyday world, especially if you are from Oklahoma. We have a lot of sayings. So it's a saying that's not meant to be taken literally. It doesn't mean what it says. So don't be a stick in the mud. Well, you can't be a stick in the mud, literally. The stick can be a stick in the mud. So what does a stick in the mud mean? Maybe it means that you're boring. Maybe it means you don't like to have fun. Or you're not flexible. You're too rigid. You're the apple of my eye. Cannot, unless you put an apple on your eye, so don't take that literally. Apple of my eye means that you are very fond of that person. I have an ace up my sleeve. So this might mean that that you know something that other people don't, or you're a little bit skilled in other areas. But back in the old Western days, you definitely don't want to have an ace up your sleeve, because if you did, that'd be cheating, and then they run you out of town like, I believe we got a cheater. I don't know if that's how they actually say that. I didn't live back then, but thanks for thinking I did. Then do I point it this way? There we go. Pun. So we're on the word pun, if you guys are keeping track. It's wordplay in which words have a double meaning. So these are also my favorite. They make me laugh every time because they're just hilarious. I wondered why the baseball was getting bigger, and then it hit me. So the baseball is like, okay, let me back up. When you see something far out, it looks small, but when it gets closer to you, then it gets bigger. So that's why it's funny, because she was seeing the baseball come to her face, and then it hit her, and that's not funny. That if you actually got hit with the baseball in the head, then I'm sorry. I'm reading a book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put it down. So we get it, right? Gravity keeps us down. Anti-gravity would be laughing. I was going to look for my missing watch, but I didn't have the time. These are so silly. So let's see what the cartoon says. Why don't you use a vacuum cleaner? Vacuum cleaners suck. Obviously. Well, if they don't suck, then yeah, silly cartoon. Yeah, we get it, right? Do you want me to read this? Huh? Oh, you can't see that? All right, so this cartoon is, I think I need a gallon of cocktail sauce, and she's got this jumbo shrimp in front of her. So jumbo shrimp finally has a real meaning. I've never seen a shrimp that big. And if you call someone a shrimp, that's also an insult. They might have to clock you. All right, so don't follow these directions. We're going to do this together. If we were in class, maybe you could write it on something and we could have fun. So we're going to go through. There's a lot of these, so I've planned this out just in case because I always end short. So you're gonna try to figure out whether it's a simile, metaphor, personification, hyperbole, pun, idiom, and onomatopoeia, oxymoron, or understatement. So there's proverb is here. We didn't do that one. It wasn't in here this time. So those are your 9 words. So hopefully you got all 9. All right, so number 1. He drew a line as straight as an arrow. You guys got this. What is it? Come on, I know you know. What are we looking for? What are we looking for? Who knows? It is simile. I know, I'm just using it to point. He drew a line as straight as an arrow. So here you have as, and you are comparing the line to an arrow. You're saying it's straight as an arrow. And I do not know what happened to number 2. Just sort of misnumbered these. Can I see you for a second? Can I see you for a second? Has anyone ever said, can I see you for a second? And it actually literally was a second. So what is this? It's an understatement. Right. The sun was beating down on me. So the sun is literally not going to beat down on you. You're giving human characteristics to the sun. And it's what? Personification. It's personification. That's right. A flag wags like a fish hook there in the sky. So the flag wags like a fish hook in the sky. So you're comparing the flag to a fish hook. So here's our comparison. 2 things. And you're using the word like. And it is a simile. Very good. Okay, now this one's long. And I love this picture of the cat. I don't know if they can see that or not, but it's a cat with big shark teeth. So it says, I'd rather take baths with a man-eating shark or wrestle a lion alone in the dark, eat spinach and liver, pet 10 porcupines, than tackle the homework my teacher assigns. So come on, guys. We all know what this is, right? It's exaggeration. We're exaggerating. So an exaggeration would be a hyperbole. Right. Say it with me. Hyperbole. Cannot be in the house unless you're just protesting spaghetti night and you just toss your plate up there. Dinner is on the house. Like, that means what? It's free, guys. So what is this then? This is one of those things that is not literal. So it's a thing that we say all the time. It's an idiom. An idiom. Can I have one of your chips? Now, someone asks you if they can have one of your chips or fries. With me, hyperbole, hyperbole, woohoo. All right, number 15. He drove his expensive car into a tree and found out how the Mercedes Benz. Okay. He drove his car into a tree and found out a Mercedes Benz. So get it? It's the play on words. So that is the word that starts with a P, which is a pun. That is right. That is hilarious. I've got to use that. I gotta post that somewhere. I used to have a fear of hurdles, but I got over it. Again, another pun. So here we have an epic fail. He missed the hurdle. He was probably trying to do the limbo. Can't do limbo anymore. Oh, it kills my back. So this is a pun. I used to have a fear of hurdles. Haha. Okay. He didn't actually get over it. He got under it. Here. 17. The wheat field was a sea of gold. Okay, we know what this is. So you're comparing what? Wheat field to sea of gold, and you're saying it was. So here's your verb. Your to-be verbs is am, was, were. So you're saying it was. So what does that mean? It means literally that the field is gold in color. 18. The street's called Dam. We already did that one before. Pop. You guys know what this one is, right? Pop. Onomatopoeia. She was dressed to the nines. Now, usually this is one of those idioms that kids are like, I don't know what that means. So, dressed to the nines means not like a perfect 10. I guess that would mean that, but perfect 10 would be like all decked out, but dressed up to the nines meaning you looked really good. So old news is another idiom. And this picture could be a pun for that because this child is definitely not old. So old news, but the term or the statement here, old news, is an idiom. Literally, Justin Bieber, your face is killing me. I know you guys everyone out there loves Justin Bieber, right? So you don't understand why I put that. He's a cute kid. Don't give him too much heck, guys. All right, your face is killing me means I hate looking at you. Oh, we're coming to the end of the show. She was as white as a ghost. She definitely is as white as a ghost. So because she's got a sheet on her, so you cannot be literally as white as a ghost. What would that mean? That you're scared. So what is it? Is it you're comparing the girl? As she, I'm guessing, she is a pronoun for a girl, is white as a ghost. You're comparing her to a ghost, meaning that she looks like pale. Maybe she's sick. Maybe she got food poisoning and she was up all night throwing up. She has a skeleton in her closet. Why are we picking on the women today? She has a skeleton in her closet. She has a heart of stone. Man. So what does that mean? Like, if she literally has a skeleton in her closet, again, call 911 unless it's one of those Halloween props. Yeah, you might want to call 911 if you find a skeleton in someone's closet. So what does it mean? Well, that is an idiom, and it means that she has stuff that she's hiding. And yes, I guess that if this was not a Halloween prop and you wanted to hide it, someone found it, you'd be in big trouble. So I think that is the end of my show. How much time do I have left? Okay. Perfect. Okay, so guys, I hope you kept up with me today. So if you didn't get all of those terms down, go to YouTube, and you can pause it, and you can watch it from there, and you can copy that stuff down. And like I said, it's an interesting template to have. And you can carry this with you throughout your high school career, unless you are a typical 6th grader and lose it in 30 seconds. So it was nice seeing you guys again today. I'm sad that this is our last show with you all, and I miss everyone out there. And let me just say that I hope to see you all next year, starting in August. Miss Dorsey is up next, and she's going to be math history this time. Not my favorite subject, but Miss Dorsey makes it fun because she's so spunky. So I guess I will see you guys later.